I took a shower, chat. That's why I'm late. Actually, I lied. You know, I never take showers. It's a symbol of status that you need to take a bath. The boyer takes a bath. The peasant takes the shower. I noticed that it's actually like part of the new generation thing. I think it's due to our parents who lived in communism and they actually had like water rationings. I'm not kidding. Like, it wasn't that you didn't have access to water, but if you wanted hot water, that was only available, I think, like 2 hours a day. So imagine if you were living with a family of 5 and you only have like 2 hours of hot water per day. Yeah. So due to that, the older generation, so the generation of my parents, they shower. And they have like this way of speed showering. Like you don't even know when they do it, but when they come out, they're clean. And the new generation, they like to soak in a bath. Bathing in your own filth is so appealing. And why do you have to put it like that? You use soap. You use soap, and after you get out of your own filth, you clean it up with the shower. I mean, just because you're taking a bath doesn't deny the fact that you still use soap on yourself. And real men go to sauna. We don't have saunas in Romania. I mean, we do, but you have to like go in a special place. We don't I don't have a sauna in my house. That would be fucking cool, though. I wonder if I can make one. That would be so great. Like having a sauna in your house. It's what, like a Norwegian thing? Try to shower with cold water. I am unable to. I don't think I would be able. Mr. Woods, tepid warm water where germs are having sex all around. Shut the fuck up. You people, like, look. You're exactly like the Romanians here that are like, oh my god, why are you drinking Mountain Dew? It has chemicals in it. Like, why do you not drink natural juice? Or why do you eat chicken from the slaughterhouse? Why can't you eat like an actual chicken from the because chemicals taste better, okay? Like some things in life, they're harmful, but they just fucking feel good. And I like doing that. That's why I take a bath. Even if it has like my own germs. Feels good. I don't need to explain anymore. I wonder if there are people that take a pee in the bath. That's interesting. Terror alert! Terror alert level in Brussels has been raised to 4. In Brussels. Don't they have like the people with the machine gun and stuff going into Brussels? I remember like I think I did go to Brussels like 2 or 3 years ago. It lacked diversity, like a huge, severe lack of diversity. You notice when you see it. It's startling. And they had like people walking around with full semi-automatic ghost weapons of war. Like I don't know why they needed it, but they did have it. So it was interesting. Speaking of interesting, look at this shit. We got the epitome of liberal cringe. Snacks. Cheese and ham, mozzarella, tomato, and basil. Halal chicken and bacon. Halal chicken and bacon. How do you think like it get to that? Like halal chicken and bacon. You know what I think? Like the chicken may be halal. So like they have their buyer, which is providing them with halal chicken, and they're like, okay, but like we can't serve just chicken. We need to add bacon into it. So the chicken is halal, the bacon is not, I assume. It's liberal cringe, I swear to God. It reminds me of the guy that was an advisor to Putin, and he was suggesting that Russia starts exporting pig to a Muslim country. And Putin looked a little bit bewildered at that suggestion, but nevertheless, it was too late. The suggestion has been made. Alright, so George Orwell was a sadistic, misogynistic, homophobic, and sometimes violent. I love this one. Like, look. This is like the best article ever, right? George Orwell was sadistic, misogynistic, homophobic, and sometimes violent. God. This is another one. Did you notice that they never criticized Stalin or Karl Marx or any of these other guys? That, like, for some reason they escape scrutiny. Che Guevara. Che Guevara is my favorite guy. Like, you get to see him on every fucking t-shirt. Like, you cannot walk past the liberal campus without seeing his mug on someone's shirt. Che Guevara, like, stalks you from everywhere, right? Like, behind the crowd, the Che Guevara appears. No one points out that he was a little bit homophobic and sometimes violent. I don't know if he was misogynistic or not. Like, I genuinely, like, unironically, I do not know how Che Guevara felt about women. But by the looks of it, I don't think he was getting any. Still, you know, like, years later, probably, like, knowing that his face was plastered on so many women's titties on their shirt. I mean, no, seriously, like, look at Che Guevara. Look at him. Hold on. Is this the face of masculinity? Huh? Hold on. I'll show you. Look at this. Che Guevara. Revolutionary. Physician. Author. Guerrilla leader. Diplomat and military theorist. All of them in one. Holy shit. Che Guevara. So young medical student, Guevara traveled throughout South America and was radicalized by the poverty, hunger, and disease. Poverty, hunger, and disease can radicalize people? Huh? I thought propaganda radicalized, but anyway, so he decided to join the ideology that exacerbates poverty, hunger, and disease. His burgeoning desire to help overturn what he saw as the capitalist exploitation of Latin America by the United States prompted his involvement in Guatemala social reforms under President Jacob Arbenz, whose eventual CIA-assisted overthrow. My God, if you listen to commies talk, unironically, do you guys have any communist friends? Horrible. But anyway, if you do, every single story ends with the CIA. Like, the CIA is this omnipotent force. Like if the CIA wants to do something, it's done. There is no other force in the universe, not even God, is as strong as the CIA. Like basically, every single communist story goes like this. Like, that this was like a very inspirational and great leader. He did many things for the people, and he was pushing his country toward utopia, but fucking hell, the CIA came in. Sometimes it's true though. Like for example, Sweden. Did you know that Sweden actually voted for a socialist government? Like, it happens, you know. Like, what can you do? Like, some people are special. They're more special than others, and they actually did vote for a socialist government, and the CIA probably took care of that the moment they wanted to join the Soviet Union. But yeah, no, like. So, but my point is that sometimes, yes, the CIA is the bad guy. But if you listen to communists, it's every single time. Every single time a communist regime has failed, it's because of the CIA. Because of the CIA or due to the CIA? It's so anyway, right? Let's go back to Che Guevara, because I find it. I never actually read his life story. All I know is that he didn't like gay people, which is not really surprising because I can't think of any socialist that did. His bourgeoisie, the capitalist people like gay people, right? But like socialists. So all right, he solidified his political ideology with he met with Fidel Castro and Raúl. And after the Cuban Revolution, Guevara played key roles in the new government. These included reviewing the appeals and firing squads for those convicted of war. The super canceling. The super canceling. He saved democracy by using the firing squads of those convicted as war criminals during the revolutionary tribunals, instituting agrarian land reform. Well, I guess that would explain the famine. Minister of Industries helped spearhead a successful nationwide literacy campaign. I love the fact that the communists kept bragging about the fact that they created literacy, as if capitalist countries wouldn't. But okay, my point is, like, the literacy of many nations was very low, you know, during the industrial era, and they slowly, gradually started to rise in many places without the help of socialism. But whenever socialism went, this was like a huge accomplishment. Oh my god, we got people to read. One of the reasons that people wouldn't read is because books were expensive. I'm not kidding. Like someone compared the price for a book in medieval time, and it was, I think, like $200,000, give or take, adjusted for inflation. It's like a Ferrari, isn't it? It's very expensive. So yeah, books were incredibly expensive. They used a thing called vellum in order to make the pages. So books were expensive. This is why people wouldn't read. In fact, we don't know if people could or couldn't read because to be considered illiterate, you had to speak Latin in medieval time, right? So anyway, as time moves on, books become more accessible. People, start reading. But the communists are saying, no, it's the capitalists that didn't want people to read. Sure. That's why in America people read. It's because communism. Commies means they taught people to speak. Well, unironically, like the school system is how they push their ideology. The Nazis as well. It's not just the communists. So anyway, such positions also allowed them to play a central role in training the militia forces who repelled the Bay of Pigs invasion and bring Soviet nuclear-armed ballistic missiles to Cuba. Why do people have this guy on a t-shirt again? Like, I'm curious if the Wikipedia mentions anything about his LGBT stance. Moment has been marked as a turn in personal identity influenced him to slowly become out of the closet, game begin to symbolize with the LGBT people, blah, blah, blah. Oh, hold on, this is not him. This is one of his friends. Okay, so during Guevara's time in Algeria, he was interviewed by a Spanish poet. Inside the Cuban embassy, during his interview, Guevara noticed a book by openly gay Cuban writer Virgilio Pinera that was sitting on the table next to him. When he noticed it, he threw the book against the wall and yelled, "How dare you have in our embassy the book of this foul?" And he actually uses a gamer word. Chat, I'm not kidding, okay? This is Che Guevara. This is Mr. Orz. Stop what you're doing. Pay attention. This is important. Every single LGBT activist probably at some point has worn a Che Guevara t-shirt. Unironically, this is my impression, okay? This is my headcanon. I don't know if it's true or not. But look here, during Guevara's time in Algeria, he was interviewed by Spanish poet Juan Goytisolo. Inside the Cuban embassy, during the interview, Guevara noticed a book by openly gay Cuban writer Virgilio Pinera that was sitting on the table next to him. When he noticed, he threw the book against the wall and yelled, "How dare you have in our embassy a book by this foul gentleman?" And there are like three citations here, right? Like 3 fucking citations to say that this moment has been marked as a turn in Goiziano's personal identity as it influenced to him how he slowly came out being gay. Oh, so like Che Guevara is probably, held in a high esteem by so many universities around the world because like he made this guy gay by throwing the book. But anyway, right, see, I'm arming you with the knowledge. Whenever you see someone wearing a Che Guevara t-shirt, you should read this to him. I know that you know about Che Guevara, but did you know about his statement? Did you know that he used harmful and dangerous slurs? Unironically, Che Guevara would have been banned by the Trust and Safety Council on many social media platforms. Okay, so Polish elections. Did you guys know? Apparently, 73% of the people in Poland went to vote, and they voted for the pro-EU party. I didn't follow the Polish elections, but they had like the cancer slogans from the United States, saving our democracy, time of darkness. Okay, naruhodo. Apparently, the actual reason, I spoke with a Polish person that did go to vote. The actual reason is that the far-right party was selling over 300,000 visas to people from Africa. And they didn't appreciate this. They were selling them illegally. Corruption we call it here. Corruption. They didn't like that the right-wing party was corrupt. So after 8 years, the right-wing party has lost due to corruption. So now it's the pro-EU party, whatever the fuck that means, because in Europe almost everyone is EU. But yeah, so and I'm seeing the cringe on Twitter. The cringe is like, hold on. This is what happens in Poland. MAGA guys, you're next. And I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, and abortion. Abortion, very important. Apparently, they want to enlarge the possibility to have an abortion in the case of rape or something like that. A lot of women went to vote. How much is a plane ticket from Poland to France or Germany? Huh? I think it's like $100. That's how much you had to pay for an abortion. But now you don't. You can just... Well, I mean, if the law passes. Poland will always be sucking EU dick, says Kubuszewski. Now they gotta swallow the load. Will be nice to see. I don't know. The Twitter cringe makes it sound like they want something, but those they voted in are worse than the ones they voted out. I'm trying to actually talk to Polish people about this, but they don't believe me. They keep saying that the current ones are corrupt. Well, I guess maybe you have invented a new type of politician in Poland that doesn't know corruption and is way and above what every other politician in the world does. But sure, you know, but my favorite take is that they don't like that, what was it, 300,000, yes, like 300,000 people were given visas, and those people shouldn't have gotten visas. And I'm like, okay, so if you vote for the pro-EU party, especially with the situation that's happening in Israel right now, where do you think that the Palestinian refugees are going to go? And he's like, well, they're not going to go to Poland because we took 10,000 Ukrainians. I'm like, oh, sure, yes, telling you that. Like, the European Union is going to be very understanding. Not to mention, like, the left-leaning party is definitely going to be understanding of that. All right, moving on. Sniper Wolf. Do you guys know about Sniper Wolf? YouTuber. Sniper Wolf. Hold on, I'll show you a picture of Sniper Wolf. I didn't know about her, but it has been brought to my attention. Right, so apparently, from what I understand happened, is that this lady doesn't like stalkers. I mean, who does? I don't like stalkers. Look, someone stalked me. She doesn't like that. Made a thumbnail. She has a face where she looks disgusted by what transpired. I understand. I mean, I would probably look as well. I don't like, you know, people stalking. Another one, a fan followed me home, and she's like, what the fuck? Right, like you can see at the thumbnail. She's like, what the fuck? A fan followed me home. Oh, Dios mío. Apparently, she went to the house of a fellow content creator that criticized her and showed that house to 5 billion of her followers. Not good. Not a good look. Not a good look. Now, what's interesting is that YouTube has her as I think like they have her as a favorite content creator, and YouTube got community guideline notes. YouTube got community noted. Let me see if I can find this. Like, YouTube, please don't punish me. I'm just reporting the news. Like, I'm not the one that does the community notes. But yeah, looky here. So this is actually what happened today. We got Sniper Wolf. Is it SS Sniper Wolf? I think this is how you pronounce it. SS Sniper Wolf, right? Is the creator of our dreams. VidCon. Right, the creator of YouTube's dream. Readers added context. Oh. これは contextu desu. Alright, so what did the readers add? SS Sniper Wolf recently doxed Jax Douglas, which is in clear violation of YouTube community guidelines. Now let me put it this way, which I find something as being very interesting. The YouTube community guidelines clearly states that if you dox someone, you get a community guideline strike. And the first community guideline strike that you get is a warning. So you don't really lose your ability to stream. You don't... No, it's a warning. Now even better... How many of you know that you can take a training course? You can take a training course which will basically tell you something like, okay, doxing bad. Let me see if you understand what it is. And then they ask you a couple of questions. And if you answer correctly, after 90 days, the warning expires, right? So literally all YouTube has to do is to give her a warning. Like they don't, right? And what she did is unironically doxing, but YouTube will not. It is what it is. You know, it's a two-tier system. I mean, I guess some people on the platform are a little bit more advantaged. They have more privilege than others. Whenever I talk about people on Twitter, like if I were to show you what happened on the platform, I would censor the names of the people there so that... Because I have seen cases... I'm not kidding. I have seen cases where people got community guideline strike for doxing because they went on Twitter and they showed the name of a person in a tweet, in a public tweet, right? That's doxing. Apparently going to another content creator's house and filming it, that's fine. Okay, I mean, look, I don't make the rules, I just play the meta. YouTube is re-educating people. Hey, you know what? Like that's actually good because it wasn't like that in the past. So I will gladly take the YouTube re-education course, but then to go back to the old system. But many people just lose their channel and they don't know why. Because theoretically you're supposed to get like 3 strikes before you're out. But some people just lose their channel. Zlixian Doppelganger. By the way, do I have polls in the chat? Is there any poll that voted? Please let me know who you voted for and why. Everyone who doesn't like SS Sniper Wolf should, no. No. Look, the whole thing with the doxing, it's one of the shittiest things you can do online, I suppose. The best thing you can do in order... Because if people were doing what Zlixion suggested, she would get even more famous, right? Like, this is how you create fame. The thing that any content creator hates, and you should never do, is to ignore them. And ironically, like if people start ignoring her and don't talk about her and don't share her videos, she will suffer a lot more than if anyone does anything else. Like, ignoring content creators is the worst thing imaginable that you can do to them. It's about forcing the rules to apply to all. I don't think so, because like again, like what would happen is that she would be treated as a victim. I have seen this happen in the past. There is no way to fight. You cannot... It's not that my argument is like, we shouldn't be as bad as they are. We shouldn't... No, my argument is that it's not tactical. Like, it wouldn't work. You would achieve the exact opposite result. I voted for the National Libertarian Coalition. Who the fuck are they? Dude, I know the Party of Law and Order. I know the left. But like the Nationalist Libertarian Coalition... Ors, did you ever heard about such a thing? The Nationalist Libertarian Coalition. Who the fuck? Hold on. I'm gonna look at the exit polls. Poland exit... Even the concept of libertarianism in the old continent is something that I find absolutely bizarre. I mean, you wouldn't... Look how smiling he is. Look at Donald Tusk. Look at him. Look, Tusk is very... Look. The end of evil times. Oh, Dios mío. Where is the... I want to see a graph. Where the fuck is a graph when you need one? Yeah, I can't read this shit. I'm sorry. Polls. I can't read this shit. What is this shit? What? Zmiejek Politieckie. It's Dovaxi Dov... No, I can't. I'm not even gonna try. I'm probably embarrassing myself. Why can't you have like exit polls in English like everyone else? Why do you have to be so different, huh? Can't even fucking see your exit polls. No one has. No one has heard about that party. Okay. Well, I'm glad you voted for them. Hopefully, they got 7%, so maybe they're going to get more funding come next elections. Is it a real libertarian party or just a bunch of anarcho-communists pretending to be libertarian? I think they may be actually libertarian, but like again, in Europe, in Europe, it's an American ideology. You can only have libertarianism if you go colonize someplace. When Elon Musk colonizes Mars, if he wants to, maybe he can have like a libertarianist ideology on Mars. But to have like one in Europe, it's just insane. Like it won't work. People will not know. By the way, here's something interesting. I want to see this movie, chat. I want to see this movie. It's called The Bridge by Pixar. I want to see it. I heard that it brought the apocalypse. Look at it. Isn't it beautiful? I definitely want... Speaking of... Did you guys know that there is a spin-off of The Boys? I haven't watched it and I never will. Apparently, PewDiePie is actually sitting at home right now. And, he's in Japan, living the life, raising his son. And meanwhile, The Boys, like, literally has, like, oh, did you watch that Nazi PewDiePie? That Nazi? And I'm like, it's 2023, what the fuck? Who's writing these things? Clearly not ChatGPT. Like, if ChatGPT was writing those things, they would be of a higher quality. Unironically. Holy shit. Leave the man alone. He's retired. There's libertarianism all over. They just have different names. No, there isn't. In Europe. Libertarian in Europe. So like, I mean, I guess it depends, like, oh, now we gotta go to the definitions. What do you mean by libertarianism? Like if you mean minimum government, sure, you can have, like, a party that advocates for that. Okay, but, like, is it going to get more than 5% of the votes? Probably in Poland, it got 7. But other than that, no. It's not something that people will vote for. I mean, you're under the fucking European Union. What libertarianism? You have a government on top of a government. For Americans, that may be something normal. But for us in Europe, it's very bizarre and strange. We're not used to that shit. Actually, we are. Hold on. We had the Soviet Union on top of us for a couple of decades. So I guess we may have been used to it. But, yeah, no, you can't have libertarianism with the government on top of another fucking government. Like, no. Motherfuckers wanted to ban Twitter a couple of weeks ago. The balls on these individuals to ban Twitter, a social media platform. Like, I would not have been able to use Twitter because some chuckle fucks at the European Union decided I shouldn't. Why can't I decide that they shouldn't use it? I want the people at Brussels not to have access to Twitter. Can I do that? It's dangerous for them. They can't handle it. They shouldn't be able to. Why should they be able to use Twitter? When you're at the EU, you know what? Like, I actually want to make that. When they're at the European Union, within the European Union Parliament, Twitter shouldn't be able to be displayed there. I don't fucking know how. Some tech engineer must figure it out. If they want to use their phone and go on Twitter, they should get an error. Go out of the parliament. Another thing, like, they have rules against smoking. Like, by the way, this is something that frustrates me. Have rules against smoking, but they built, like, this little thing inside the EU where you can smoke. It just goes to tell you everything you need to know. I hate these people. Libertarian Party of the UK. Adam Smith Institute. Alright, let's see how much they got. Alright, so Libertarian Party in the UK. I'm curious how many percentages they got the last election. Libertarian UK Party. When did the UK had the last elections, huh? Libertarian UK Party poll. Okay, so I do not know which one of them represents the ideology the most. Libertarian UK Party. No, we're not talking about the ideology. We're talking about, like, a political party that represents libertarianism, right? So you have, like, liberal Democrats in the UK. They're not libertarian. They got like 5.9% of the votes. UKIP. I guess UKIP you could say that they are somehow but no. I mean, fucking hell, the UK is a monarchy. What are we talking about? I mean, it's still symbolic, but nevertheless, they got 7%, and then you have the Greens. There is no such thing as a libertarian ideology in Europe, which is part of a political party that would get even like 10% of the votes. I would be surprised, unironically. I would be surprised. And again, like, it's not that the ideology doesn't exist. It's not that you can't find people that are libertarian-oriented. You can. But they're not enough in order to form a political party. The ideology just... In fact, like, the ideology, I would say, probably wouldn't even exist in the United States. How many people would actually be libertarians right now? Like, if you go to the United States and you say, no more healthcare, none whatsoever. All the money just goes for the roads, for the government, for the police. All the other welfare, we cut it. No more welfare for single mothers. Are people going to vote for that? Yeah, UKIP got like 7%, so... It is close, yes. No, you're right. UKIP is close. Yeah, but I think I was explicit. I'm not saying like when I say it doesn't exist, I didn't mean like you can't have like some people that have it. Like, sure, every ideology is going to have some members, but I'm talking about like a political party that would get like significant number of votes in order to be taken seriously. Europeans love safety more than liberty. No, absolutely. I mean, it depends on the country. Some value safety more than others. But yeah. Do you know what I realized? Like, this is actually something very interesting. Apparently, you can sue the Romanian government. There have been people that did this. You can sue the Romanian government in order to not have to pay healthcare. Like, that blew my mind when I found out. But there are people who done it. Apparently, like, in Romania, you have the House of... I think it's called the House of Social Security or something. CEASE. And they take a contribution from all of your wages and they go to the public healthcare. And you can sue the government. Oh, Ethan is here. Hello, Ethan. Welcome to the show. Last time I heard about Ethan, he got banned from Twitter and people were upset. And I'm like, I have never followed the drama of what happened in Comicsgate because now I'm in a different circle. But the vindictiveness was very bizarre, and it was coming from other right-wingers. Right now, I understand that Eric July, is also in a pickle. I haven't followed the drama. I can only follow so many. But how did they manage, though? Like, why are they so upset? It's like independent content creators are making their own comic book. Don't like it, don't buy it. What is with the drama, the added caveat? Huh? Was it like this, Ethan, when you were working at DC? Like, was there drama there, or would you just, like, back in the golden years, I mean? Or would you just, like, make your comic books and people would just read them or not? It's very, very interesting to just... is there a single content creator that doesn't get into drama at some point? And by drama, I mean, like, something bad happens to them, and there's at least 100 people on your side, right? Not the opposite side, because the opposite side, I get it. But on your side, and they're like, yeah, he deserves it. It's just... Oh, apparently it was a thing. All right, so there's not much new going on. Like, this is the way the world is supposed to work. Okay, so let's look at the title, because I wanted to show you guys this video. Rafael Nadal, tennis player. And he is asked a question about... I mean, this is the question that university professors have been trying to figure it out for the last couple of years. Which is, why are women paid less than men in sports? And look at Mr. Nadal here. Look at his face. This is like the Tucker Carlson expression. This is how most men look at when a feminist reporter is in the room. Like, you gotta pay very close attention to what they are saying, right? And you have to wonder, like, did they genuinely ask me that, or was I imagining it? Because it sounds kind of stupid, so...
Some years ago, about about the wage gap between men and women.
So why do women in tennis get paid less than men? I mean, this is a mystery that they couldn't figure it out. Well, he doesn't know. I mean, you know, it's a fair answer. Like, the man plays tennis. Why the fuck would you know? Like, he's not the one that pays the women, right? He hits the little ball. That's what tennis is about, right? You hit the little yellow ball. And you have to hit it to the point where it doesn't go into the net. And you don't hit it hard enough so it goes out of the playing field, right? So why the fuck are you asking him how much women are getting? It doesn't make any sense. Look, at this point, he's like, do I want to get canceled today? Do I really want to get... by the way, in Spain, feminism is still a big deal. Believe it or not. Spain is a little bit back on the trend. But everything you see in the United States, you're probably going to see in Spain in the course of 5 or 6 years. It takes a while. They're under the loading process. Why is he talking Mexican, though? Mujeres. Why do mujeres earn more in modeling? He doesn't know. Look at his face. Like, he's struggling to understand, but he just can't figure it out. He doesn't know. He also doesn't know why people aren't talking all day about why women earn more in modeling. We are making captious questions that are always searching for controversy. The man just wants to play tennis. He just wants to hit the little yellow ball. That's it. That's his universe. That's where it begins. That's where it ends. He doesn't want to know more complex questions. Polemica. He doesn't want to know la polemica. He just wants to hit little yellow ball. That's it. Even if you were to answer in a way that's correct, he is afraid that the journalist would be more interested in twisting his words. See, now we're going into conspiracy theories. Now he done fucked up. Fact checkers, please, fact checkers, help him out. Would journalists do something like that? I don't think they would. All the journalists that I know are honest and decent people. They just want to report on the fact. They would never twist his words. My favorite was... I think like there was someone from FIFA, if I remember correctly. And it involved homosexuality. I forgot exactly in which context. But it was something like... What do you think about this remarks about gay people? And the guy from FIFA, the representative, goes like, I will not answer that, because if I answer, I will be in big trouble. Big trouble. I will not answer. I think it was about like transgenderism in sports. I think that was like the question he was asked. Right. Now, it wasn't about homosexuality. It was about transgenderism. He was like, I will not, big trouble. Big trouble if I... It's kind of funny when they're asking Europeans, right? And they really don't know the culture word. Like, the culture word just stuck up on them. So they really don't know what to say. And they're like, look, big trouble. No. Like this guy. It's like, I don't know, like, why women are with him. I do not know. His words are twisted by the evil journalists. He's got a mother and a sister. Like, listen. Take pity on me, okay? I got a mother and a sister. I need to provide. I need to put food on the table. I just want to hit the yellow ball. Stop asking me these things. Why you do this to me? Do it to someone else. Just I have a mother and a sister, please. Please, journalist. God. The man is fucking terrified. Look at him. Look at his. This is the 20-yard stare. Come on. Is Ethan still in the chat? Ethan, you're an American. You've seen much. You've been around since way before I was born. Is this the 20-yard stare? Is this how the soldiers from Vietnam used to look? Because I think it's pretty fucking close. Like, if you were to draw a comic book, right? And you want to display someone that has PTSD from warfare, not from Twitter, from warfare. Like a survivor from your universe with Cyberfrog. Is this how you would draw the eyes? Because definitely, I think there's something there. I think, like, this is how I would definitely imagine someone that... I have a mother and a sister, please. Please, stop asking me this. He loves them. He loves them very much. God. Look at him. He's not even blinking. I also love the silence in the room. Is it usually the silence? Because when you go to these events, there's usually people talking, moving around, cameras blitzing, click, click, click. But now it's like the universe have stopped. Like, this man is on the spot. Dangerous waters. I would not go there if I was him, but let's see what Rafael does. Oh my god, he dodged that minefield. He went through the minefield like a slippery serpent. You need to earn more or less depending on the quality of your work. Now he's cancelled. Now he done fucked up. Why, you say that women don't provide the same quality of work? Oh my, oh Dios mío. No, I can't watch this. It's too hateful. It's too hateful. I will not display this to my chat. I don't know if, what is this channel? The Tennis Corner. Okay, the Tennis Corner may endorse this hateful behavior, but I, for one, cannot. It's way too disgusting. Imagine saying that women, implying that women do not have the same quality. Horrible. 1,000 yard? Okay, my bad. Look, I'm not used to the American lingo. I'm doing my best here, but sometimes I can always fall back on the excuse me no speaking English, and I'm doing well. Public executions were also silent. It depends on the public execution. I know they used to have like the drums and stuff. I never understand the drums thing. Like well, why did they play the drums? Because you see the movies with public executions and they go like, and is it to create the atmosphere for whom? The guy getting executed, the executors, like who benefits from it? Must be the metric system, yeah. Feminist should interview Bill Burr. I do not know who Bill Burr is, but I assume he is a great man. Right. To hype it up. But for whom are you hyping it up? Like, I mean, if you're the person that's about to get executed, you're already hyped. I don't think, like, you will ever be more hyped in your life. Then, you know, like, if you're condemned, and what did they do? Like, firing squads and stuff, right? Like, this was under the firing squad. So if you are condemned, like, you already reach peak hyped. It's probably the most exciting thing in your entire life. Like, I don't think, like, anyone can go to an execution being bored. The guys doing the shooting are probably also hyped up. I mean, you're shooting another human being. You're ordered to. So for whom is the dramatic music? Like, who benefits from it? Cast fear, but like, again, the person is already afraid. Like, we're talking about the time when they had, like, capital punishment done by firing squad. By the way, they can still do capital punishment by firing squad in a US state. Like, when I heard about that, I was taken aback. I forgot the actual state. but if apparently it's due to the fact that they ran out of the poison shit that they use. So they actually used the the heart stopper thing, the lethal injection. Yes, they ran out of the substance for the lethal injection. So now the person that's convicted gets to select whether he wants firing squad or the chair. Uta. The firing squad or the chair. How do you make that decision though? Like how do you research which is more painful? Personally, I think the firing squad, because I've never heard a person who was shot by firing squad to suffer more than a couple of minutes. But I did hear when the chair went wrong and they had to try to slow cook the guy for more than 4 hours. So, yeah, I think the firing squad. Apparently, like, when you actually get hit, it doesn't hurt that bad per, like, the first couple of seconds. So, yeah. Firing squad is more badass. No one gets to see it. Like, I mean, there are some people that see it, but it's not like it's live televised or something. So, electric chair is torture. Yeah, I do think it is. Firing squad, 110%. Yeah, so if you look at the electric chair, I don't know, like, why they think it's humane. Like, there are so many other ways of executing. I think it's more because, like, the person contracts, right? So you don't get to see that they're suffering. It's not like because like when they created the chair, it was at the same time with the hanging, right? So like when a person gets hanged, like they wiggle a bit, so it looks uncomfortable. But on the chair, they get stiff. So I assume that's why people say that, oh well, the chair is actually a better way, but it's not. It's also not a carbon friendly way. It's not ecologically friendly. It's also interesting because, like, when you go on the chair, apparently, like, the lights in the entire prison start flickering, so. Injection is torture as well. But, like, look, you did something bad to be there, right? I mean, you weren't exactly an angel if you reach at the point where you're going through capital punishment. Now, if people say, well, injection is not good, and the chair is not good, and the firing squad is not, well, what do you want? Like, it needs to be detrimental for other people, because that's why you do the death penalty, is to show other people, hey, you commit these crimes, you get the death penalty. Connecticut doesn't have the death penalty, but there was a murder so heinous some years ago, they made an exception. That can't be fucking true. So my favorite part was, like, every single time I hear the media talk about, oh, this person is under death penalty, and if only Trump, I remember, like, there was this case, if only Trump would have been president for less than 2 weeks, like for 2 weeks less, right? Like, if Biden could be president 2 weeks early, then this guy could have been pardoned. And I look, okay, well, what did the motherfucker do? Because it's like, the media wouldn't say. So if the media doesn't say, then it must be very interesting. Apparently, he raped a woman and then buried her alive. And I'm like, I'm glad that Biden is the president 2 weeks early. And then there was, like, another situation, like, this is the first woman that will be, a woman that's going to be executed. Woman. Oh my, like, they keep saying this, like, a woman being executed. And again, like, what did she do? Well, apparently she killed another woman and used the knife in order to pull her unborn baby out of the womb. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of see why the jury would do that. Like, trying to suggest that this woman shouldn't be executed would be a hard sell. If I was the lawyer, I would say, lady, this is a hard sell. Like, you're giving me something here that's very difficult. Ors is a person that's very convincing. He is left-leaning. This is why I like him. I don't have many left-leaning friends, but he is one of them. He usually, like, places things in a light that makes me agree with. I don't think even he could suggest that this is... I don't think he could convince one of the jurors, just one, that's like, okay, she doesn't deserve the chair. was 100% true, was a really bad home invasion. The guy tied a woman and children to a bed and burned them alive. Yeah, see, like, this is why the death penalty, in my opinion, is going to remain in the United States for a while. Because of cases like this. You know, every single time. Like this is how you win a debate against any pro-life person that you can find when it comes to capital punishment, right? You just allow them, like imagine this, right? You have a university of students. And you are pro-death. You're pro-capital punishment, right? And you have another person, like, pick whomever you are, like the most well-spoken orator in the universe. The most, you know, just, yeah. And he has to make the case for the students why we need to abolish it, and you have to make the case why we need to keep it. The only thing you do, you just allow the person to talk, you know, and they will say, oh, it's inhumane, oh, it costs us too much, oh, we shouldn't do this, we should give people a say. You know, you let them talk, just let them talk. And then you go there and you just look at the last 10 people that were executed in the United States and you read what they did. And you go like, name, okay, this guy did a home invasion. He entered the home and he tied the family and then burned them alive. The second guy, this is a woman. She stabbed another woman and pulled her unborn fetus from the uterus while she was this guy raped and he buried the lady alive. You know, and you read like these cases, you go through all of them, and after you're done, you're like, so which one of them doesn't deserve it? I'm just curious. I guarantee to you, you will win every single debate. There is no exception. There is no fucking. I would be shocked if like a single person is going to be like, no, actually, we shouldn't. Mr. Horse would recuse himself as a lawyer on grounds of moral and zeal. I couldn't defend someone that did that kind of thing. It's unconscious. Yeah, but like when you're a lawyer, you get these cases, right? Like even those people need representation. Usually as a lawyer, you're like, look, just cut a deal. Just cut a deal with the prosecution. Like you can't win it. Just cut a deal. But sometimes even the prosecution is like, nah. I mean, like there's no. This is what deal? What? To be fair though, life in a super maximum security prison is absolute hell. I mean, America has invented one of the worst possible ways of torturing people, which is called the supermax. And the interesting thing with the supermax is that it actually is very safe. Like it's not as dangerous as being in a prison facility that's below supermax. So you have like supermax and then you have like maximum security. So this is how a supermax prison looks like. I will show you. It is one of the most fucked up things that okay, so imagine getting life in this. To be honest, I think like the people on death row also benefit from this. This is it. This is your life now. That's it. Right here. And apparently every hour they knock at the door and they ask to see if you try to do anything bad to yourself. Right, like if you tried Epsteining yourself, and it's like, is this what Epstein used as the mechanism for? So apparently, people who stay here, like they go insane. Like it's not like a human being is not meant to live like this. But apparently they can talk through the air vent. So like if you if you talk to the air vent, you can hear the guy from the left, and if you talk on this, you can hear the guy from the right. But yeah, many people crack. You get 1 hour of yard time, and when you go into the yard time, they put you in a cage. And you can stretch your legs. You can walk back and forth a little bit. And then it's back in the box. Man, I'd rather be dead, unironically, which is what was one of the arguments. Because a lot of people on death row, they spend like 20 to 30 years in this shit. When this was being brought up, the people that were in favor of the system were like, well, they don't have to go through the appeals. I mean, if they want to spend less, they can just say that, yeah, I mean, I don't want to get a pill, and then you get a date of your execution. And, yeah. Supermax is an argument for dying while fighting cops. Guy, it's inhumane. I genuinely, like, no, I think I would rather be dead than go to a supermax. It's just... no, they wouldn't hour check at a supermax. That would only be if you're on suicide watch. Okay, then maybe I've been misinformed. But I do understand that they're checking constantly. So I guess, like, if but, like, can you imagine, like, being checked every hour, like, if you want to sleep, and they, are you okay in there? Ugh. I mean, to be honest, like, if you're in a supermax, eventually you would probably get placed on the watch. I mean, it's a room the size of your bathroom. Holy shit. There's people in China that live in... Oh, okay, let's talk about the China coffin apartments and decide which is worse. So there are a thing in China called coffin apartments. And believe it or not, it's actually better than being homeless, so... Let me see if I can show this. I think I can show it, yeah. So this is a coffin apartment. Like, this is it. This is your apartment. You can't stand up. You do have a bed. And this is the little room. You got a TV. And then you have your clothes. And whatever you need. And you'll be asking, well, how do they cook food? Well, apparently, they do have, like, a communal kitchen. And it's the same with a communal bathroom. So you have, like, a lot of these coffin apartments, like maybe 10 or 20 on one side, 10 or 20 on the other side. And then you can go out and you have, like, a little kitchen and a bathroom. I think it's, like, a little bit bigger than a parking lot. Like, look. Not gonna lie, you know, it looks cozy. It looks cozy. But yeah, not many people are happy to live like this. So supermax or these apartments? I think actually, like, supermax is good on assuming, like, you wouldn't be able to get out. Probably supermax, right? The World Economic Forum is going hard on China. Ah, I see what you did there. Unironically, the World Economic Forum wants us to have more than that. Like when they say live in the pod, it's probably better than what China has. Communal bathroom sounds awful. I think, like, my grandmother had one. Like, she lived in one of those old houses that the rich people used to live during the interbellum period. And yeah, I mean, it's awful, like, having a communal bathroom. Depending on the neighbors, actually. Like, if you have neighbors that are clean and they clean after them, like, it's not that bad. But otherwise, it is awful. That's a tablet being used as a TV. And that is marginally better than a homeless person having a tent. Yeah, I guess the good thing is that it protects you from the elements. But can you imagine if you have, like, an infestation of lice or rats or anything like that? Ugh. You know, the communists did say that you're not supposed to stay at home. You're supposed to work, Tavares. So, in a way, it encourages people to spend more time working and being productive. In the beginning, it will be like this, because then the World Economic Forum will downsize you to... I did see, like, a lot of promotion for tiny houses. Like, tiny houses are the new rave. It's so wonderful to live in a tiny house. I seen, I think it was, like, before the pandemic, YouTube was promoting and they were pushing hard this concept of tiny homes. I mean, I guess, you know, but I still would prefer a one-room apartment over a tiny house. Let me see, hold on, let me show you tiny houses. And like, YouTube was actually promoting a lot of these things. I'm not saying, like, it was a conspiracy or anything. Like, maybe it was actually something that was catching on. But it was like, how to live in a van, how to live in a tiny home, how to live in a... And my fucking god, they look awful. The thing with the tiny house, like, I will tell you the upsides and the downsides, right? So like, imagine living in this. it looks good from the outside, but like when you live in and you move in it, if you walk with shoes inside and you make 2 steps, now your entire house is dirty. I would not be able to. No, like this is too small. Like there are communist 1-room apartments in those brutal architecture buildings in Romania, and they look far more inviting and better than this shit. Jesus Christ. Human beings aren't meant to live like this. I'm sorry. Like if you live in one of them, get out. Go to work. Be productive. Don't stay in house. Jesus. I think it's like a trailer is actually better than to live in that shit. You know, bathroom floods. Your entire house is now fucked. Container homes. Yes, container homes was another. My God, like container homes are probably the worst. So, I think like container homes must really have a problem with ventilation. I don't know. I mean, I've never lived in a container house, but I can imagine that it's probably not the best. They're not made to be like homes. Like they're not built to be homes. They're built to transport shipping, right? Like, let me see if I can find one. Yeah, here's an example. I mean, I know about container offices, but I can only imagine how it's like if there's minus 20 degrees outside. Or the opposite, if it's 30 degrees outside. Ugh. Again, it's better than being homeless. I do agree with that, but if I were to live in one, I would have much higher aspirations. I wouldn't mind having a container house as a second home. Again, there are 2 problems that I have with the container houses. Number 1 is the ventilation. So I don't know like how you get rid of mold and other stuff. And the second one is the temperature. Like what do you do if it's too hot outside or too cold? Anyway, right, I'll end it here. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the super chats. And now I'm going to focus on my video game. Still haven't done anything today, and I need to put in the dialogue. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.